What's going on, bull runners? Hope you guys are having an amazing day today out here in beautiful Miami, Florida right now. I'm gonna head inside. They're doing some construction out here. Whoa, getting a little topsy-turvy. Don't throw up on me now because these markets are just heating up, guys. We got some exciting stuff. You know, Mr. Monopoly, he's backing up the truck, or the wheelbarrow, so to speak, for Bitcoin right now. But in this video, we're gonna talk a lot about XRP. We're talking a lot about Bitcoin. We're talking about some top altcoins, what's happening in this market cycle that you need to be ready for. And then talking about, I think it's like 5 to 10 different altcoins that you guys need to have on your radar. And I'm gonna break down what's going on with XRP, what's going on with Binance, and what we need to look for in these markets as we gear up for the most intense bull run of all time. So comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish, and if you're gonna become the first millionaire in your family tree, you know what to do. Take the putter, grab the like button, just tap it in, just sink the putt, okay? We're doing it for grandma. We're beating the SEC, and we're buying our house back with XRP. As always, let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So Bitcoin's sitting at $37,300. Ethereum just back above $2,000. XRP at 61 cents. You know, a quick little scare in the markets happening with Binance. People panicking, freaking out. Should you get out now? Should you get out of the crypto markets? You know, I know the title of this video can sometimes spook you to think you need to be selling your crypto. And as always, don't buy, don't sell anything we talk about on this channel. This is all educational purposes only. You know, I'll give you my take on what I'm doing. But when I say get out now, getting your crypto off of centralized exchanges and having self-custody of your crypto, whether it be through a Trezor, a Ledger, or some other cold storage wallet, because when these cryptocurrencies or these crypto exchanges, you know, start getting regulatory scrutiny and they get attacked by the SEC, or they make some bad moves like FTX and they go insolvent, they can take all of your crypto. You know, you don't have self-custody. They own your crypto, so they get to do whatever they want with it. And they could just make a Twitter post saying like, hey, everything's fine, everything's good, you guys don't have to worry. But then all of a sudden, everything's not fine because the CEOs of the company have to say that, like Sam Bankman-Fried, right? So this industry is sitting at $1.4 trillion, and money is going to flow into this massively. This is how the phase works before altcoin season, and then I'm going to show you guys what it's looking like on the charts. So path to alt season. Phase 1 is Bitcoin. Flow of money moves into Bitcoin, causing prices to surge for Bitcoin. And then we see the phase overlap with money flowing into Ethereum, but it struggles to keep up with Bitcoin. Ethereum goes back and forth with Bitcoin and starts to outperform it. So we're still in phase 1 right now. We haven't seen Ethereum break its high of the year decisively and stay above it. And so right now, you guys are early, but at the same time too, we are starting to see a lot of the large caps move first, like Solana. You know, you see Avalanche, you see Chainlink moving, and XRP is still staying suppressed right now. So what does this look like on the price chart for Bitcoin when the next major move is going to take place? Well, when we compare back to the 2014, 2015 bottom, when that bull run started leading to 2017, we saw about 301 days in this phase where Bitcoin bottomed, and it was this final capitulation event when Bitcoin, fell off a shelf from $380 down to 200 something dollars, and it consolidated sideways for 300 days. Very similarly, when we saw the final capitulation event for Bitcoin and we saw it drop down to, 15,000 some odd dollars, we saw 273 days of consolidation. Now, interestingly enough, when we look at the chart, we see some similarities here. You guys can see back in March of 2022, when the 20 SMA crossed below the 50 SMA, and Bitcoin was seen a massive sell-off. Right here, we saw the same thing take place back in August of 2014, where the 20 crossed below the 50, and this was the complacency stage. So the complacency stage in the psychology of a market cycle is when everyone thinks that the markets are going to recover and do this, that they're going to bounce and they're going to pass the all-time highs. They think it's just going to continuously trend upwards, and that's not the way that it works, because that's when the exit liquidity is happening, and people that are new to the markets are being used for exit liquidity from the VCs, the founders, and the early investors on the complacency stage. And so when we see, the 20 cross below the 50, right here, we saw the markets sell off. Now, interestingly enough, right when we saw the 50 cross below the 20 back here, in October of 2015, we saw Bitcoin break out of this 301-day consolidation period and form a new high and then range for another 203 days. Similarly, when we look at the chart right here, give or take a like a month or two right here, we saw the 20 cross back above the 50 right here. And we see Bitcoin breaking out, consolidating sideways for 220 plus days right here. And the 50 is still below the 20 SMA. So you can see in blue, right, the 20 SMA, and then you can see in red, the 50 SMA right here, the 20 staying above the 50. Very similarly, we saw the 20 stay above the 50, the rest of the bull run for 2016, 2017. Now, what's happening right now for Bitcoin is Bitcoin's forming a new range. Now, Bitcoin, I do believe before the halving is going to push up a little bit higher, leading up to 45, maybe potentially $50,000 to form this range, and then see a sell-off going into Bitcoin's halving, leading up to April of 2024, and then consolidate for 6 months after that before we break out. Because as you guys can see here, for 210 days, it took Bitcoin a long period of time before it broke the high of June of 2016 of $780. And then after that, we just traded up higher, formed a new range, consolidated, saw these corrections on the way up. So these corrections are completely normal of like 20, 30, 40%. I don't think the corrections are going to be as drastic for this bull run compared to 2017's bull run, because we just see a lot more institutional money coming in, and based on the law of diminishing returns, the returns aren't going to be as large this bull run. And so, Bitcoin could honestly top out a lot quicker than, not quicker, but a lot less than people think, compared to people thinking it's going to go to $250,000 or $500,000. We could see a $70,000 to $120,000 Bitcoin this bull run cycle leading into the end of 2025. And, I know that might not be the best news that people want to hear, but for altcoins, there are going to be altcoins that are going to outperform Bitcoin. And one of those altcoins is going to be XRP. When we look at XRP, when we had an MACD cross on the monthly with both lines above zero, it led to a parabolic move. So if we have another month above zero on the MACD, the potential breakout from the 5.5-year trend line would increase. And so, as you guys can see right here on XRP's price chart, on the RSI, we're sitting at 52 on the monthly, and on the MACD, we had a cross. The last time that we had a cross right here was out of the March lows, leading into October of 2020 into November 2020. And then we saw XRP go from 22 cents upwards of 78 cents. Now, interestingly enough, we saw a cross on the 20 crossing below the 50 right here, right after the lows. We saw another cross happen right here, right around, looks like July to August of 2023. And so if we were to trace up the chart for XRP based on what happened after the cross, right here, it would look something like this, where we could have one final sell-off event down to 48 cents, potentially down to 40 cents, before we see XRP spring to the upper echelon of this descending resistance in this macro monthly symmetrical triangle right here. So we're just waiting for something to happen for XRP. If the rest of the market see a sell-off, then XRP could see a sell-off down to the support. But just like Chainlink, the longer that XRP stays in this consolidation phase right here, but trends upward, the bigger the pressure that builds. Think of it like you drop a ping pong ball on the table and you just push the paddle down on the ball just gets more pressure behind it, and then when you release the paddle, boom, the ball springs up and we see XRP rally up. So I think when XRP does run, it'll run really fast to $1 to $1.30, and then consolidate sideways for an extended period of time, a week, a month, we don't know how long. But what would cause XRP to rally? Well, it would be the ETF approvals, be good news coming into the macro market, Bitcoin rallying. We need to see Bitcoin rally, we need to see Ethereum breakout, and also what happens here on phase 2, when Ethereum starts outperforming Bitcoin, and we start to see here talks of the flippening take place, then there's a phase overlap where money is starting to trickle into large caps, where we see large buy-ups happening for projects like XRP. Whether you love Cardano or hate Cardano, we see Solana run again. We see all these top projects in the top 10. We still have yet to see Dogecoin run. It's still at 7 cents. Once Elon Musk starts making major posts on Twitter and major announcements for X, memes run the internet, and Dogecoin has yet to see, a massive pump out of the bear market lows. We're still down here in this consolidation phase if we look over the past year for Dogecoin. And so Dogecoin really hasn't done anything. Once we see Dogecoin start to run, we know that, and Ethereum's running, then we're really in phase 2, starting to kick everything off. And Dogecoin's all-time high is 63 cents. It's currently sitting at 7.5 cents right now. And when we look at the market cap when we were at the all-time high, $82 billion, not quite $100 billion. So I was off about 20 billion, but we're at 10 billion right now. So it's pretty insane, how a meme coin can attract that much money, but it goes to show how important marketing is and how important the narrative is behind it. So Elon Musk was the main person that was marketing Dogecoin and driving that narrative. So John Deaton posted this on Twitter saying, if you had to pick only 10 tokens to own for the next 12 months as a trade, what are they? Here's his. He says Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Quant, Render, Solana, KAS, Kaspa, Avalanche, HBAR, and Casper. So are those your guys' picks? We're going to look at the charts on these and we're going to talk about them. The first one being Ethereum. So he said Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP is like the top three. Ethereum, yeah, sure, Solana, is faster, XRP is faster, but Ethereum is the main altcoin with the largest market cap. And so when we look at what Ethereum did from 2018 to December of 2018, if we draw the Fibonacci retracement, Ethereum pulled a 3.618 all the way upwards of $4,800. So I'm going to compare this to where Solana is in this market cycle and why I think Solana will be a better performer than Ethereum. But nonetheless, Ethereum will perform well. You can see this resistance right here from March of 2018 when Ethereum broke it back in July of 2020. If we draw a similar structure right here from the support of January of 2020, it acted as resistance in April of 2023. It's acting as resistance again. And very similarly to this period right here, when Ethereum broke above it, it broke above it decisively, came back down and kind of hovered around this resistance as support. And so when Bitcoin breaks and sees a run up before the halving, I would expect Ethereum to break as well too, to 2,500, 26, potentially all the way up to, $3,600, and then come back down, maybe correct into Bitcoin's halving, leading into April of 2024, then consolidate sideways for an extended period of time, and then Ethereum to retest the all-time highs. This is what I would expect the chart to look like for Ethereum. So get ready. Once Ethereum breaks this resistance, guys, then we're officially in phase 2 leading into phase 3, because phase 3 is the large caps, where Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin and large caps are going parabolic. And then the phase overlap is regardless of market cap, some altcoins with strong fundamentals are having pumps. And then phase 4 is the final stage of Altseason, where large caps have gone fully vertical and we're seeing blow off tops. And then mid caps to low caps and micro caps all tend to pump around the same time as money flows out of Ethereum and into the mid caps, then into the low caps, as people are taking profits on, Ethereum. They'd be taking profits on Dogecoin, taking profits on Chainlink, taking profits on Solana, on Avalanche, and starting to move them into the ones that are, about $500 million to $100 million, and then the ones that are beneath $100 million we're going to be covering on this channel that you guys need to keep a close eye on. So definitely watch Ethereum. Once we see Ethereum start to run, get ready for massive alt season. Looking at Quant, QNT, I do hold this project in my portfolio. So yes, I do hold some Bitcoin, not as much as XRP or Ethereum or other altcoins, because I believe Bitcoin will do well, but it's not going to pull a 15 or 20 or 50x. Bitcoin's just not going to do that because the market cap's too large. Something like Quant, I believe, will outperform Bitcoin. The all-time high for this project had a market cap of 4.65 billion. It's at 1.1 billion right now, and the price at the all-time high was $380. It's sitting at 98 bucks. So I think this project will perform well. It's on Ethereum right now, and on the price chart, we see this macro descending resistance on the weekly right here. And once we break this, Quant could snap really fast to $190, between, $160 to $190 relatively quickly. And, if we see one final sell-off event to the downside back down to $85, I'd be accumulating more of this project. The chart is looking great. If I pull up the RSI, the relative strength index, we're sitting at 47 on the weekly, and we see this breakout from this falling wedge formation as well too on the RSI, where we see lower highs and lower lows just kind of coiling up, then a spring to the upside. And so, a likely case scenario would be a back test of this descending resistance as support, and then we spring out of here. And so if we see a sell-off, like I said, down to $90, maybe down to 87 bucks down here, I would eventually expect a spring of this descending resistance, holding it as support, and then for Quant to see a major move soon. Now, some of these altcoins are going to move first. As you guys see, a project like Solana moving first, and so in Render moving first in these markets, and some of these other projects are still, not seeing their run yet. But it will happen. You got to be patient. The big problem that I see where people lose money in this space is they see a project like Solana pumping and XRP isn't doing anything. So then they sell their XRP, they buy Solana at a peak, and then Solana sees a correction, then XRP sees a rally, or they try and buy into something like, Render when Render's rallying. So some people bought Render at $3.60. Now it's at $3.30 because they sold out of a position that they had in a project that hadn't seen its rally yet. But nonetheless, I do think Render is going to perform very, very well this cycle. I do hold some Render in my portfolio. Its all-time high is $7.79, but I do think that it could do much bigger than that. As you guys can see, we've been trending upwards on the market cap, and the market cap is close to what it was at the all-time high, $1.3 billion, and it's at 1.2 right now because the circulating supply has increased. The circulating supply is 69% of the max supply, and so Render. Well, what Render does, I've talked about this in previous videos, is distributed GPU rendering on the blockchain. So for like movies, games, and stuff that deals with rendering, when we go into the virtual reality and people are like wearing their Apple, headsets and stuff, rendering takes a lot of processing and it takes a lot of money to do that. And if people don't have powerful GPU computers, then they have to rent that. So the Render network provides near unlimited decentralized GPU computing power for the next generation of 3D content creation. And so this project, absolutely incredible. You guys can look into it. And if we look at the chart right here, we need to see Render hold this support, roughly at $3, $2.80 to $3 right here. And if we can hold it as support, the next rally up for Render, would be anywhere between $5 and $7 for this project. So yeah, it is up from 40 cents from this year. So this project, the projects that are rallying first right now are going to be the ones that are going to do most likely the best as the large caps for the rest of this bull run. So we're up 800%. We're already up at 8x. So, yeah, there are some projects that, have yet to see their rally that could be better entry points than Render, but nonetheless, it will do well. Now, let's look at Solana and let's compare Solana to Ethereum, because Solana, you might see Solana having a $24 billion market cap as, super massive, when in reality you look at Ethereum has a $249 billion market cap right now. And when we go back to the last bull run cycle and we compare what Ethereum's market cap was, and you guys can do this with me, all you do is go on CoinMarketCap, you can look at the price chart or you can look at the market cap chart, and we can see what the market cap was during previous highs and lows for something like Ethereum. And so when we look right here, Ethereum's market cap at the all-time high was $546 billion. 546 billion. That's absolutely insane. And so when we look at Solana right now, sitting at only $24 billion, with the all-time high of Solana's market cap back in 2021 sitting upwards of $75 billion. And the reason why Solana is going to do very well this cycle is because it can absorb a lot of Ethereum's market cap. It's powerful developers, fast for anyone, and it's massively scalable, guys. The TPS, the transactions per second compared to Ethereum, it's better. Ethereum, like Bitcoin, they were just earlier in the development phase, and so they had a lot of developers on them. But a lot of developers are going to be moving over to Solana. Now, looking at this, we posted this on the community section, Ethereum versus Solana's price history. When we saw Ethereum broke the resistance of the complacency stage at about $850, it rallied up to $4,800 really fast. Well, where is Solana right now? When this picture was posted, Solana was at like 67 bucks. But as you guys can see right here, we're not even close to the resistance of the complacency stage. That's $144. So if we were to draw the Fibonacci retracement from the all-time high of Solana to the low of December of 2022, if it were to do what Ethereum did and see a run to a 3.618, that would be $934 for Solana. And so for those of you thinking that you're missing out on this project right now because you didn't buy, back in September at around 17 bucks, well, that's still a 1,500% from here. That's still a 15x. Now, could it do that? Absolutely. Could it not? Absolutely. We don't know. But if it were to do anything similar to Ethereum, then a $934 price target, if we were to compare that to what the market cap would need to be, let's just say $900. What you do is you take $900 and you multiply that by the circulating supply. So the good news for Solana is the majority of the total supply is already in circulation. So if I take $900 and I multiply that by 423,104, 139, so 423 million, it would need a market cap of $380 billion to perform a 15x. Now, considering Ethereum's market cap at the all-time high was over $500 billion, that's possible. And Solana is the main project that is considered the Ethereum killer to watch out for this cycle. So whether it performs a 15x or not, I at least think Solana can go back to its all-time high. I don't see why not. I mean, it has the narrative. It has everyone talking about it. Now, another one is Caspa. Looking at Caspa, this one's sitting at $2.8 billion market cap, and it's just seeing a rally right now. So I'm not buying into Caspa right now. I do think we'll see a retracement. Sure, we could push higher because it's in price discovery right now. So for this project, it's fast, open source, decentralized, and a fully scalable layer 1. It's the world's first block DAG, a digital ledger enabling parallel blocks and instant transaction confirmation built on a robust proof of work engine with rapid single-second block intervals. I know that might seem complicated, but for developers, this is a main project that they're looking at. And they just introduced wrapped Kaspa on Polygon and BNB, enhancing their ecosystem, which allows bridge capabilities. So that way people can be able to trade on the Polygon and Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. And so that's why we're seeing this project, one of the reasons why we're seeing this project rally up from 11 cents back to 13 cents. But as you guys can see, this rising wedge, it broke to the upside. The RSI was upwards of 90 on the RSI. And so now we're sitting at 68. And so sure, we could see this project come back down to roughly, 9 cents. If it comes back down to 9 cents to the upward trending support right here, which was resistance, I would probably accumulate some Caspa because I think we would, see something like this, some sort of symmetrical triangle form. But this project seen a massive rally this year, massive rally from, November alone, it's up over 200%. So am I buying Caspa right now? No. When you see a project like this pump up and you see massive amounts of liquidity flow into it because the narrative is there, then all of a sudden that liquidity flows out and it'll move into something else. But nonetheless, this project, Caspa, will perform well this bull run, and it's only at $2 billion. So could we see a $40 or $50 billion Caspa by the end of 2025? Absolutely. Anything's possible. Another project to watch alongside Solana is Avalanche, guys. Avalanche's all-time high is sitting at $134, and it's only at $20 right now. So when we look at the market cap, right here at the all-time high, the market cap was $30 billion. So sitting at $7 billion right now. And when we look at the contracts and what it's on the Avalanche chain, it's also on BNB, it's on Moonbeam, it's on Clayton, and it's on virtually every single major exchange, because any project that has over $1 billion market cap is going to be listed on the main centralized exchanges, which allows for more liquidity. Now, a real key for Avalanche, and the reason why this project is going to do very, very well this cycle, just like Solana, is it's a competitor to Ethereum that prioritizes scalability, transaction processing speed, and it's used to secure. AVAX is used to secure the Avalanche blockchain and pay transaction fees across the network. And transactions fees and the rate of AVAX coin creation are determined using a governance model. And we see partnerships happening right now on AWS.Amazon.com. They're saying, imagine a world where transactions, selling a house, trading an asset, paying out a claim, finalized in seconds or less. Contract payment and receipts are all tied together in a single transaction with the history of the trade permanently logged. The transfer does not require third-party involvement, bypassing centralized middlemen such as banks, brokers, and agents. And so realizing the value of academic research and founding Ava Labs. So they're partnering with Ava Labs. Ava Labs is behind Avalanche, guys. So this is massive because Amazon Web Services is behind Amazon. They're saying launch fast, reliable nodes with AWS to validate Avalanche and its subnets instead of a single chain to rule them all. They're saying Avalanche is more like an umbrella where anyone can create their own chain. These chains isolate activity away from the main network. A load spike on the chain shall not affect the performance of your chain, nor will my fee, activity, or congestion affect your chain. And so when we see partnerships like this, the main key is the narrative. What does it do to the narrative? Well, big people with big brands talk about projects like this. Don't buy this just because we're talking about it. And obviously with a $7 billion market cap, we have no influence on the growth or the decline of this project. It's purely based on the partnerships, the narrative, and what their owners are doing, and if they can hold it together for the rest of this bull run and keep making massive partnerships that allows for amazing marketing. And then VCs, venture capital, institutional money pours into projects like this. And that's why we see Avalanche rallying from $8, it's up 180%. So we're still far off from the all-time high. even where we are right now, even if we see, you know, a sell off to the downside, we're 600%. We're 6x away from the all-time high. So the next resistance is the high of this August 22 peak, $30. If we can break through that, the next resistance is going to be roughly $45 to $50 for this project. And so I just expect Avalanche to trend higher the rest of this year. You know, if we see Bitcoin sell off and come down, I would expect Avalanche to come down to this downward trending support right here and then spring off of this. But if we trend higher, you know, I would expect Avalanche to consolidate at one of these points of resistance before springing to the next zone right here. And so Avalanche, absolutely incredible. This project is going to do amazing. So far, John Deaton's list is looking pretty good because I hold a majority of these projects in my portfolio. So he's on point with this. Another one is HBAR. HBAR's all-time high is 59, almost 60 cents. So how far are we off from its all-time high? You know, we're 800%. So we're an 8x away from the all-time high for this project. And if we were to just go back to the all-time high, guy, that's incredible. I mean, you have $1,000 in a project that pulls an 8x just back to the all-time high. You know, you're making what, $7,000, $8,000, somewhere around there. So if I were to draw the Fibonacci retracement for this project from the high to the low, if we were to just pull a 4.236, you know, that's $2.40 some odd cents, $2.40. So if I were to measure from where we are right now, going back to 3.618 is a 3,200%. That's a 30x. Going to a 4.236, that's a 38x for that. Even if we just pull 1.618, that's a 14x for a project like this. And so we see this symmetrical triangle on the weekly. We also see this descending resistance where it broke out back in July, and we saw it rally up, come back down to retest it as support, consolidate sideways, spring up. Now it's staying within this symmetrical triangle. So once we break this descending resistance right here, I believe, and we also break this resistance of about, you know, 10 cents, the high of February of this year, I believe AVAX could snap very fast within this range right here to the 0.236 or to the resistance of 20 cents. So between 15 and 20 cents for AVAX would be the next, for HBAR, not AVAX, would be the next major move, which is 144%, upwards of 200%. So, you know, 1.4x to a 2x in the short term for this project. And then consolidation period, potential sell-off going into Bitcoin's having, then the next major move for a project like this. This is what I expect. Now, again, you know, the charts might not play out like this. If we see some final, you know, capitulation event, some shakeout event, like I talked about 2 videos ago and even yesterday's video for this demand destroying event that the elite want to shake you out of your positions, and we drop all the way back down to 0.036, HBAR would be one of the main projects that I'd be backing up the truck on, because then I believe we break out of here. So whatever happens next, guys, because we can't with 100% accuracy know what type of black swan event could hit the markets, we could just prepare for the main narrative that's coming in. And the main narrative is ETFs, BlackRock, right? Listen to this.
We have heard a lot of reporting in another matter that has gotten a lot of attention regarding a spot ETF, that there is ongoing conversations between issuers who have filed some of these applications and individuals at the SEC. And I wonder if you can shed any light on how much you as a commissioner might be involved in that, or really if this is just happening at the lower staff level at the moment.
No, again, I really can't comment on that, but I think I've been very transparent that I've thought for many years now that there is no reason for us to stand in the way of a spot Bitcoin exchange traded product.
So with the SEC saying there's no reason why they should stand in the way of an ETF, eventually the approval is going to take place. So another project to keep on your watch list is Casper, CSPR. And if we just look at the chart, we see this falling wedge formation. And anytime we see a falling wedge formation, we see a breakout. You know, usually the back test happens, and then we spring off of the back test of this descending support, which was resistance since April of 2023. And so the next stop for this project is the top of the wedge, 6 cents for this, you know, in the macro. And so we could do something like this where we hit this resistance right here of roughly 3 cents, and then we just kind of consolidate sideways and form a new support in another macro symmetrical triangle, and then we spring out of here to test the resistance back from October of 2022. If we look at the candle body close, that's about 4.048, so 4 cents, all the way up to the wick of 5 cents, about 5.054. And so where we are from that in terms of like if you wanted to take any profits from that, it's 47% to a 64%. So nothing too crazy, but Caspa I think is going to do pretty well this cycle. I mean, if we were to draw the fibs from the top to the low, a 4.236 would be 17 cents. So if we were to just look at the full extension for these projects just to see which one would be a better hold, I mean, that's a 400%. So sure, maybe not the best, but when you look at a market cap for a project like this, it's only sitting at $377 million. So it's not even to $1 billion yet. I know I keep saying Caspa, but this is Casper. And if we look back here, it was upwards of $1.30 when it launched. And one thing that I like to look at other than the price chart is the market cap chart, because when you see the market cap chart continuously trending upwards, that's a good sign. When we see the market cap chart just drastically down, well, the project could have died off. Some, original developers or founders might have left the team, but if they're still developing and they're still expanding, then this project could do very well. It's only $374 million market cap. So don't let this price chart fool you. This has just started. This is on KuCoin, July of 2022. So this is a pretty new project, guys, compared to other projects that have been around longer. We're still in wave 1 of the Elliott waves. And so we haven't even seen a rally for this project. It rallied up to 0.038. So not really having its rally yet. Wave 1 is going to be good. Wave 3, I could see wave 3 pushing to 1.618, potentially to 2.618, being massively impulsive, coming back down for wave 4, then a final blow off top for this project, pushing it upwards of 15 cents, maybe even higher than that. If we were to go to the circulating supply to see what this project would take to even hit $1, well, we take the price target of $1, we multiply that by the circulating supply, and that would need to be the market cap. So this would need to have an $11.4 billion market cap, even if it had a total supply of 12 billion in circulation, well, a $12 billion market cap. So could Casper pull a $12 billion market cap? Well, if we see $5 to $10 trillion flow into this industry, then this project I could see absorbing a lot of that liquidity. So if I measure from where we are right now, roughly just above 3 cents, to go to $1, that would be a 30x for a project like this. So like I said, don't let the charts fool you sometimes, because some of these projects are so new that if you just measure to the all-time high, you're leaving other factors on the table, considering the fact that it's only at a $377 million market cap. And you look at like something like a Solana is sitting at a $24 billion market cap. So for an extra $1, $2, $3, $4, or $5 billion to flow into something like Casper, it's not out of the cards here, because a lot of investors are going to be looking for those sub $1 billion to $100 million mid cap projects to put their money in. Now, another project that is a micro cap project that could do well this cycle is ResearchCoin. This one just popped up on the radar. It has a market cap of only $14.6 million, guys. Sure, it's rallying massively right now, up from like 1 cent. It's in at almost 18 cents right here. But the reason why a project like this would do well is when you look at Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase's Twitter account. He's the co-founder and CEO of Coinbase, the largest exchange in the United States. And what did he put here? He put co-founder of Research Hub. And what is Research Hub? The project that is behind ResearchCoin. So, interestingly enough, if the CEO of Coinbase is a co-founder of this project, do you think that he would have some pull to get it listed on Coinbase? Because when I go on markets and I look at where this project is listed right now, it's only listed on Uniswap and OpenOcean, guys. It's not really listed on any major exchange yet. So when a project like this that's backed and co-founded by the CEO of someone like Brian Armstrong gets listed on Coinbase, maybe Binance. I know a lot of people don't like Binance right now because of what's happening with CZ, but when it gets listed on a major centralized exchange, all of a sudden the artificial intelligence bots come in and scoop a project like this up, and we see the market cap absolutely fly. Now, there's no guarantees that that'll happen, because hey, he could remove it from his bio and he could say that he's stepping away from this project at any moment. But with $14 million market cap, I don't think you could go wrong keeping this one on your watch list.
Scientific progress is an iterative and collaborative process where a group of researchers come together to prove or refute a hypothesis. It is through publication in an academic journal that research is disseminated to the scientific community. Information, however, is usually fragmented between journals, and discussion about research articles is restricted to the peer review process, after which the paper gets published. Research Hub is a growing research community promoting collaborative and open science. It aims to empower scientists and redefine how science is funded, reviewed, and published. Researchers come to Research Hub to share their favorite research articles or discover new papers that they might find interesting. Upvote the articles that you liked, leave comments, and ask questions to engage with our lively community. If you're a note taker, you will love our electronic lab notebook. And if you're a reviewer, you could try out the peer review feature. And while you do this, get rewarded with ResearchCoin. RSC is our community rewards token. You may think of it as the currency of Research Hub. There are many ways to earn RSC on Research Hub. You receive RSC for your paper uploads, your comments, and your posts. But you can also receive RSC from other users that enjoy the content that you provide or want to tip your own papers. This is great, but what can I do with RSC? You can tip other users' papers and comments, and you can create your own bounties for community members to complete specific tasks. Need some data for a review paper? Allocate some RSC and set up a bounty. Want some feedback on your fresh new manuscript? Set up another bounty. Registering on Research Hub has never been so easy. Sign in with one click using your Google account and start talking science with your peers.
So if you guys want to see some of these projects before we make videos covering them, then plug in with our Telegram group. It's free to join, and you could discover our top cryptocurrency gems and also proven strategies to make money online without any previous trading experience by going to bullrunners.com. The link will be in the description below. You just click the button, put in your best email address. You'll get instant access to our Telegram group. You'll also be on the early bird list too when we launch our financial education platform to help you guys make more money, passive income, to be able to diversify into the projects that you love. And also, I announced I would be doing an XRP giveaway yesterday for those of you that liked the video, commented 777 below, and messaged me on Instagram at RunLifeNick. So congratulations to Michael Wright for winning 100 XRP. If you guys want to win in the next video, then all you gotta do, like I said, like this video, comment 777 below, and message me on Instagram at RunLifeNick, and you'll be entered in to win. And also, you guys will be able to plug into our new platform that we'll be launching too early, and I'll notify those of you first on Instagram. So if you want to get connected, I'd love to talk with you guys. I'm a real human being. This video is not sponsored by any of these projects. A lot of these projects I do hold in my portfolio, and that doesn't mean that you should. I just love sharing what I'm bullish on, and then it's up to you guys to do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose, because obviously cryptocurrency is risky, but together we're backing up our truck all the way to the bank, grabbing the bags, packing them, stacking them, leaving no bags left behind, because we believe that the spending power of the dollar is going to continue to go down in value. That's a fact based on inflation, what the Federal Reserve is doing. Blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, and cryptocurrencies are going up in interest. That's the truth. And together, you know where we're going. We're going camping on the beaches of the moon. So I'll see you on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. Go there right now. Plug in with the group, and as always, stay bullish.